name is Billy, and in this video I show you how I laid out a 16-foot box U-Haul truck and turned it into a home. The layout was super simple to do. I made it where I could change it, upgrade it, transfer it. That way if I had better ideas, I could improve it, or in a worst case scenario, if I needed to move out of the vehicle, it was very simple to do. Let me know in the comments if there's anything I can do to help you out with your conversion of your box truck or of your conversion of you moving into a vehicle. Also, this truck is entirely run off solar panels, so there's no propane, butane, or any kind of insulation in the vehicle. So it's a super simple build. It doesn't cost a lot of money or a lot of time. So check out the video and let me know in the comments what you think. All right, the sun's setting. This is the inside of the 16-foot U-Haul box truck. I thought I'd go through it just to give you guys a couple of tips if you were interested in doing a box truck conversion. So this is kind of the kitchen area. Everything is temporary. I've just used rope and zip ties to do all the shelving on it. The food's a little light. I haven't been in town into a large town in almost a month now, but there is some small dollar stores in Quartzsite where I am right now. Underneath, storage. So this is my my butcher block. So it's on wheels, so it is movable. So I also carry a hand dolly as well in case I have to go a distance for water. There's a microwave and toaster oven. I used to have a larger toaster oven, but it pulled almost 1600 watts. So this one pulls right around 600 to 700, and the microwave is supposed to be a 700 watt. It pulls more around 1100 watts. Underneath here is a storage bin. I carry more food again. Right now there's only extra rice in there, and in here it's extra as well. It's more for like glass jars. Glass jars are not really good for mobile. So as we go on, it's just a cooktop. It pulls 600 watts per side, so you're looking at 1200 watts on that one there. This is my power bank system. I have 4 solar panels, a rice cooker. I enjoy it for, it does everything from rice, canned soups, beans, all that good stuff. And then the power unit. And then this is my, how I heat for my hot showers. I take a shower every single day. And right next to it, you'll see all the water containers. I've just used 5-gallon racks that I bought. I have 16 of them, and 16 of them, there's some more on this side, that'll last me about 2.5 weeks of showering every day. Also washing laundry. About 5 to 7 days I'll wash laundry. That's the washing machine that you're seeing up here. So it's got a washer and then a spin cycle on the side. It only pulls a couple hundred watts. It's been great so far. You gotta wear really thin clothes, that kind of thing. This is a solar panel that you're seeing on the left side here, but these windows, I can show you this side. I want to say they're 5-foot windows that I put in. I did everything myself. I designed it so everything could be replaced if it ever did break, and I would be able to replace it. So that's why I went with an external battery system and try to, instead of installing the different pieces, I thought I could just replace the unit if I ever had an issue with it. I don't like to spend money, so like I collected all these crates. You can find them if you really will look around. I already had this where I was staying before. I did upgrade the toaster to save on wattage. The milk crates you can find for free sometimes, or just for a couple bucks. The water containers, you can again find them free. I did have to purchase the water racks. The washing machine's a couple $100. The windows are a storm window. And so far they've worked out. They're only like $130 for each window. And I love windows, so there's actually 2 more windows in the back here above the bed that I got for $35 each. They're shed windows for like kids' sheds. They have windscreens in them. So I guess I'll keep walking around. Hope this isn't too fast. So this is the towel shelf. I only have 3 towels, and I don't use towels at all. I use just washcloths every day. So 1 washcloth per day. And that's, towels are just too hard to dry when you're living outside. Even in Arizona, it does, trying to keep a towel clean and dry, well, the dust is flying around. It's quite difficult. This is a shower that I'm going into here. It's hard to see with this, how I'm filming it, but it's 36 inches. So I've actually put it on top of a pallet that I recycled, a plastic pallet. I cut it to its dimensions. So the shower is, I can just pull the shower out if I ever wanted to shower outside. I also designed this unit, the box truck, so that if there was anything wrong with the truck, I could just take everything out and move into a different vehicle. There's actually thought of, on the flooring, actually leave it on some kind of palletized system, so I could just drag the entire contents out and put it in another truck within a day. But I would think it would only take me 2 days, maybe. I'd have to cut all the windows out, which is the most time consuming. But as far as the stuff, you could do it within an hour or 2. Everything could be moved out. So that may work out better for some of you, it may not. But everything, again, is just temporary. It's just tied on or zip tied to the slats on the wall here. Alright, so back to the shower. I'm so sorry. So the shower, it's back here. And I just built the shelf on top of the water system. But the shower, I've used a 5-gallon system, and they're for offices. It pulls the water, but actually pour the water in here, then it pulls it into a pump, which you're not going to be able to see. But a pump along that wall, that's this white box here, pumps that into the shower. So this is on 24 hours a day. It only pulls when you turn on, and you can hear the pump running there. So that's our shower. It's a 36 inch. So right now I'm dropping down what I would call the kitchen sink. So this, I made it fold down. And again, this is a chafing dish that I used. I debated for a while to put in some kind of drain. But actually I just pull this up and then go and drop it outside. And this is just an old folding table that I recycled and then cut out the hole in it. And then this gets stored up for when I want to wash dishes. So I rarely use this. I maybe only use it once a week to wash dishes. Other than that, it stays up because I shower every day. Next to the shower are, you see these gray, blue, and yellow containers. These are clothes, gear, bicycling gear, hiking gear, some electronic stuff. It's kind of, I tried to color code it. There's some black ones in the back, some blue ones in the back. And on top of here, you see my linens that I use. I use a sleeping bag and some sheets on top. That tin full in the back is polyfoam. It's just turned inside. That's a window. So I leave those closed at night. I cover everything so lights don't show. And this is the bed that sits over what they call the mom's attic in the U-Haul. And this is a telescoping ladder. And behind here is, I cut out a door. And this is actually a 4-foot table that I use to cut off. So it's actually a table, so I can pull it out and use it if I ever need. And in the cab, I just removed the center seat, and also there's a clothes hanger. I hang like a wetsuit, a motorcycle jacket, and then I have some car accessories behind the driver's seat. I debated on my bicycle. Some of you guys may know that I do a lot of bicycling, and I really didn't want to bring stuff, but at the end of the day, I did bring my bicycle. It's one of the most complicated things. I haven't really found a perfect solution yet. I don't want to leave her outside, and she takes up a lot of room. Right next to her is a small apartment refrigerator with a freezer in the top. I don't use a freezer very often. This refrigerator runs about 70 watts. I had my old one that was taller, that had a refrigerator freezer included with the ice box, but it would just build up so much ice, and it was pulling over 170 watts that I ended up selling it and then bought this smaller unit. And so far it's worked out great for just me. So I always have milk. So I do have eggs for baking things. I usually don't eat eggs, but I knew I'd be out for a while, so I had some things to bake. Again, this is my bicycle, an older one that I used. I no longer use it, but it's just zip tied to the wall. And then this again is just a crate, and then there's a little basket on top that I put electronics. This is my Max Air fan here. It's USB charged. I just clip it on and then plug it in. So USB, and then here's my Max Air fan. While we're talking about fans, I installed two, I want to say they're 26 by 26 inch fire escapes. So this allows me to climb up every day and adjust the solar panels. I have 4 of them, as I said before. They're all foldable. And you can kind of see on the left here, this thing is huge. Probably not a good idea, but it is a paddleboard. So as you guys know, I like to do a lot of adventures, and I have some ideas with the paddleboard. Right below this window is just a 2-seat couch. And I really wanted a futon. I would like to have a futon, but again, I had this couch already. I had the bed already, and actually this bed, there's actually some storage underneath, and it's sitting on, it actually turns into kind of a chair futon as well if I ever wanted to pull it out. And I actually designed it to come out towards us in this way, but at the end of the day, I decided to go widthwise, and it seems to work out great. I've been living here, I've been living in the vehicle for almost 4 or 5 months now. When it was in 30-degree weather at night, when it's below 30s, I usually sleep on the couch. And then out here in Arizona, I have been sleeping up there. But again, a futon would be a better option, but the futon is so wide that I've stuck with this so far. Behind the couch are the window covers, so I slide those in each day. And then it's always windy here in Arizona, so depending on the winds, today it's a north wind, so the north side is closed and the south side I have opened up. So I also made a little table that I didn't talk about that slides in and out, that adjusts as well. So back over here, it's just part of the couch. And then I did a door hanger here, which it's covered, but it puts all my jackets, some extra stuff. There's another basket. Again, it's just zip tied. There's also, I use rechargeable batteries. I've hooked that up, and then here's another shelf that again is just tied off or zip tied on, and then I use a shoe rack to hold all my shoes and some other trinkets, some tools, stuff like that. Behind the shoe rack, there's a fire extinguisher, shovel, broom, a toolbox that I store back here. I'd prefer to store it underneath, but I seem to need tools all the time still. So this right here, I use it for a wash station. It's got a small pump. It can also be used for an outdoor shower. Back here is a folding chair. I can show you guys another time. The video is getting a little long, I think, for you to watch it, but that's a folding chair. I also have a pop-up tent to use the restroom. And on the back, that is a motorcycle rack. And I carry the motorcycle. It's a small kind of motorcycle scooter. I actually store the motorcycle scooter inside when I'm traveling across the country. So, I guess I should show you one more thing. So and you can see everything is really simple. So to hold all this food in when I'm traveling, it's just a rope. So it's not anything that I had to build. I just had to cut. So give me just a second. I'm going to close this door. Well, you guys can take a peek. Alright, so I guess this is one of my harder designs that I did, but actually made a split door. On the truck. So, it just gives me a great view. I like to leave it open at night, so in the morning if I'm faced to the west, but when I'm faced to the east, I can see great sunrises. But how did I figure out this layout? I kind of knew this truck. I figured out the dimensions, but I figured out mostly what I had to have. Knowing what you have to have will really help your design. I knew that I had to have a shower. I knew that I had to have a washing machine. And a lot of my travels, you know, I knew what I enjoyed and what I didn't have to live with. I definitely have way too much, but I just brought it knowing that I could get rid of it. So when those rags go bad, I can use them for work cloths and so on. So I brought more. I only need 3 or 4 probably, but I have more like 15 or 20. But the key is to knowing what makes you happy. And the more you have, the more you have to take care of. So. Alright. So there's one other trick I'll show you that I've had to design. So as you may have noticed, I left the floor the same. That's because when you're filling up with water, everything is getting wet in here. If you've lived in the desert, it's constantly dusty, so everything's just dusty. But one thing I've done is I've actually made toolboxes for underneath the vehicle. So there's 3 toolboxes, I don't know if you guys can see that I've made using old shelf units. To carry tools, supplies, things like that. Alright, well I hope this helps some of you guys. If you're interested in converting a box truck or just converting a vehicle that you can live out of, Let me know if I can do anything else to help you. Thanks.